Thanks everybody for coming, but whatever happens, I have no idea what's going to be said here, but 2 years ago, Mom, Taylor, and Cody Fly had a conversation and thought this would be a great idea. So if there's some words spoken that offend or whatever, not my fault, not Colin's fault, it's Taylor's fault. No, I'll save you. But yeah, thanks everybody. This is awesome. And I'll pass the mic to Joe here in a second, but like this is what it feels like for me. I feel like I'm on an ocean liner and we're out in the water and we know it's shark infested water. It feels like I just have a big old thing of chum right here. I just threw it in the water and it's about to get wild, but let's see. Thanks guys again.
Before I start, I did hear that Josh almost fucked this up for you. And about the fact that Fly, of all fucking people, is going to be here tonight. But I heard that you were the one that was like, no, it's going to be Taylor's thing. So here you are, fixing Josh fuck-ups still to this day. Well done. You didn't even know you're doing it. All right, everybody, welcome to the first annual Bigfoot Maker's Mark Roasted Sausage and Pickle Convention. No. Welcome to the roast of the iconic Gary Sansoni, folks. We have a fun night ahead of us. I would ask that you please silence your phones, be respectful of the performance, and check under your chairs. We have complimentary ball gags for everybody in the audience. I'm just trying to read the audience. I saw a few of you checking out chairs. Ron. Oh, we know Josh what's going on. Anyway, my name is Joe Morton. I've been friend of the family for a long time. I was granted the opportunity to host tonight's fun as the roast master. That's the old resume. So let's fasten our seatbelts. It's going to be a fun night. I would ask that you remember that no one here is a comedian. Okay? Not at all. Bear with us. Have a little bit of fun. Let's enjoy the show. And if you get offended, well, frankly, that's goddamn that's your problem. I assure you it'll all be over soon. And look, I said I was going to go a little bit harder, right? I was going to go harder, but I just didn't want to overdo it, okay? I just saw Steph roll her eyes at that comment. Sorry, that's a subject for you. So first, I'd like to start off by taking an opportunity to recognize a very important individual. Everyone here knows who he is. You've all heard the stories, right? You know what I'm talking about. I mean, well, you know what I'm talking about. Let's be honest. He's been forced down our throats constantly ever since we were first introduced to him. And I know the stories that you've heard, they seem far-fetched, and you never really know if you believe all the crazy shit you've heard. And at this point, there's a lot of people that have called bullshit on a lot of the stuff that they've heard, but I do know one thing. He's always been the glue that holds this community together, and really someone who has had such an impact on people's lives and families. So with that said, I'd like to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for making this night possible. I really appreciate that forgiveness thing. But now let's get to the real reason why you had to ruin a perfectly good Saturday evening. We're going to introduce the troglodyte wannabe mafia boss that is Gary Sansoni. I bet you are just shitting your pants at this point. So, Gary, tonight is not the night to show you our love. You know, and they say people only roast the people they love. But we all said, fuck that. We're going to fucking love. So, I'm just happy that your lovely wife, Julie, honored us with the opportunity to give you the ass whooping you deserve for 20 years or so. And honestly, 20% of what I say tonight is going to be true. I'll let you all determine what 20% that is. We have several people coming on the stage tonight, all of which are harborers of immorality and shame. If I'm being honest, I know about half the people on this stage. I imagine Bill Kurtenbach has represented about 75% of them. I do know Gary, Steve, and Jared pretty well, and here we are, me up here doing all the work and you three sitting on your asses. It really just feels like I'm in a golf scramble with the three of them. Some things never change, I guess. And for the rest of you, it's my pleasure to meet you. I apologize in advance. Gary, clearly you've been a great friend, great father, and a huge dick. Oh, can someone please explain to Steve Barnes what a huge dick is? I know that may be an odd concept, so if someone could get him caught up. Bill, I know you work with dicks all the time, so get him caught up. Gary, I knew someone that once said that you measure the caliber of a man by looking at the family which he has created. What a fucking idiot. I mean, you have a great family. If that's true, what the hell happened? I'm pretty sure that man is now a homeless, batshit crazy crack addict. Oh wait, no, that was Tyler Fleischer. And Ty, you have a great family too, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. Anyway, Jared Mays is in attendance tonight. Jared is one of my dearest friends. You might know Jared from being the star quarterback of the 2004 Columbus High School football team. No discovers. Or maybe you've been privileged to see one of his presentations on employee benefits. No, not because he's bad at it, just because fuck insurance, right? Or you may not recognize him until later when he was half-cocked on whiskey and he ever so creepily takes his top lip and covers it over his teeth. I know, it's weird, right? It's really a little like this. That's when I know he's there. Unfortunately, I think Megan's going to find he's reducing the frequency of the situation over the years, so fingers crossed. In fact, I know there's many times where Jared's overdone it. I think I remember one time he was watching a soccer match early in the morning, and at one point he decided he had to take a shit, so he got up, walked to the kitchen, pulled down the oven, and started to take a shit in the oven. Thank God Megan was there. Or at dinner time when you were in Wisconsin with your cousins, I believe it was, and you got all the shit canned, and 2 or 3 in the morning we were walking a tricycle around the garage in Wisconsin in January, butt-ass naked. Listen, if you see the lip, and know it when you see it, just watch out. You know what's also weird? I've known the Sansonis for a long time. And I've always known the Sansonis to be dog people, which has always been super interesting to me. Because ever since growing up, I've always had cats and dogs. Well, I guess that makes sense considering you've always had a giant pussy laying around your house all day. Speaking of giant pussies, Dave Harrington is here. He's a big football guy. I hear he used to let the midget football team, balls, the Wolverines line up against him before games without pads, and they would literally beat the hell out of him. As one of the players' moms said, that poor bastard would end up black and blue every football game. I guess those 10-year-olds are just built different these days, but tough to find a real man that can teach a man's sport, right? These aren't my words. Bill Kurtenbach is here. It's coming along, bud. If you don't don't know Bill, congratulations. You probably spent your life making good, wholesome decisions. Wrongfully. Let's not kid ourselves. 90% of this room has at least been molested one time. So, bunch of degenerates here. Bill, how many guys do you think have paid you to get them off? Hundreds? Thousands? I mean, that's just crazy. Make it seem that you also have to practice criminal defense law. This guy's a multitasker, I tell you what. I just picture you with a big stamp, kind of repeatedly stopping litigation and legal documents. Profiling, due profit. Oh, God. It's crazy. Congratulations on a long, hard, and explosive career. Looking forward to hearing from you. Please don't sue me. Everybody at home? The optical girls are in the house tonight. Or should I say work daughters? Fun fact, don't Google optical girls or work daughters. I'm not sure what that Google algorithm was telling me, but I did a quick delete of the old search history. Gary, I'm curious to get your take on the fuck, marry, kill situation out there. Maybe you'll notice a little bit later when you get the mic, but Kelly, Kat, Sarah, and Julie. Jesus, just saying that brings me back to my fraternity days. What is it like having Gary as a work father? Has he ever shoved you up against the stove because you had a bottle of liquor under your bed? No? It's just his son and his son's best friend? Cool. So happy for you. If I had a dime for every time I see two Italian guys fighting in the kitchen while a drunk Irishman watches, I'd have 30 cents. Julie, I understand that you're his manager, which is so weird that he needs a fucking Julie to manage his life and his career. Oh, to be a fly on the wall for those one-on-ones. I'd pay. I imagine Gary just walks around the office saying things like, "These young motherfuckers don't know. They don't know." Or maybe, "Come over here, try some of this mamajuana." Oh, I feel so bad for you all. Speaking of feeling bad, Gary, how the hell did you land Julie? I mean, you look like Chef Boyardee fucking push broom. I'm sorry. Clearly, Julie has everything unlocked. We talk about outkicking your coverage. If I'm being honest, Julie used to cut my hair in high school. A lot of kids, there's not a lot of kids other than our sons that got their haircut once a week. I mean, the haircut was okay, but $22 a week was well worth it. You know what I mean. There's she is. Oh, yeah, all about the hot towel. Oh, of course, to my face. Any fun tonight, folks? So our first roaster of the evening is Steve Barnes. I've known Steve for a bit now. I've come to truly respect Steve. I honestly don't have much to say bad about Steve. What I do know is that he's had a very strong insurance career. A few years ago, he made the decision to leave the vast, growing metropolis of Omaha to head to his humble beginnings in Columbus to start his insurance agency, Hometown Insurance Agency. I mean, the creativity there is second to none. I tried to do a bit of research on Steve, so I pulled up his Facebook account. riveting stuff. So Steve started his Facebook profile November 21st of 2015. To date, there are 5 posts. One of which was the automated one that just gives him his date of birth. 3 of them, he updated his profile picture and then added his cover page, which was a great picture of your team in the background. I think he changed it, which was the 4th post. And then, by the way, Deanna, big shout out. Thank you for the comment on his profile picture, looking good. Really comment. And also for answering the question that we all were asking, the couple on the end are also partners. I thought you fucking knew it. I mean, we all really knew it. But Deanna, we appreciate you jumping on there and giving us that. And the final post was, okay, I'm back on Facebook. I'm using this for my business. Thanks for checking in. That post yielded 1 like, Tracy Barnes, and 1 comment posted 6 years after that original post from Scott, who said, happy birthday. I mean, frankly, I think you need to slow down the old social media there, Steve. You don't want to go overboard. It's a bit of a science and art, you know. Happy to see you built up a marketing budget. It's a hometown. And by the way, this is like 100% real. And you can go out and search Steve Barnes and you'll see it. Plus, I hear you're a TikTok guy anyway. I hear you're kind of addicted to it. So I'm really kind of curious to figure out what that next dance number or recipe is going to be. I'll keep on scrolling. We're on the edge of our seats, so without further ado, please, I'd like to welcome Steve Barnes up.
That's a tough one right there. And I'm not a Facebooker, just so that was awesome. So again, thank you, Joey, for emceeing tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, Gary still doesn't have a clue why we're here. Isn't he so cute, but not very bright? We're here celebrating 65 years of nothing. Joey, I'm going to start with you, pal. Where's that beautiful mom, Dawn, and the dad? I mean, look at this, the couple, so happy to be here tonight. They're so proud of you. Dawn, we just all want to know, why didn't you swallow that night? I have to be so disappointed. Joey and Gary have a lot of similarities, right? When it comes to athleticism. I mean, Gary, you constantly injure yourself, right? We're all aware of that, right? And Joey, I heard you were walking down the stairs and blew an ACL. Wow, that's impressive. What a piece of shit. Jared, I'm glad you're here tonight. Everybody's excited to hear your little speech, right? So, big round of applause for Jared. He says he has it all memorized. That's impressive. That's impressive. So, again, how old are you?
36.
36. I had 37 on the sheet. All right, 36. And I heard you got your hip replaced like a year ago or something like that?
11 months.
11 months? Thanks. Very good fact, right? That's an insurance agent. We got to keep that. So, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, though. The country is running out of tampons, and you know why? Because of fucking pussies like you. And again, I just happened to run into Jared peeing earlier in the night in the bathroom, which is weird, right? But I looked down, and I'm like, oh boy. I looked down and I saw what appeared to be a baby kangaroo pulling something out of his little pouch thing. And I thought, holy shit! Where did you get this guy from? What a stud. What a stud. Anyway, that's a little crazy. Bill?
What?
So a lot of us in here, you do the Lord's work, right? So we thank you. I mean, you've helped so many people in and around the Columbus area get out of their convictions, their lies, their deceits, their major violations. I mean, you should really feel ashamed of what you do. Yeah, and a lot of hit-and-run accidents that stop the license plate in the middle of the road. We don't have to go into that. No proof, though. No proof. It matches the back one. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's a whole other story. So, help with the major violations. All right. So thank God you have a picture of all the judges in your wallet. That's a good start. By the way, I need to talk to you after this about a hypothetical prostitute sting while I was in Omaha. All right, the hypothetical is I thought I was going to a roast. So, and then where's your beautiful bride? Where's Kathy at? Kathy, there she is, the little hottie right back there, right? Kathy, I ran into Kathy earlier at the bar, right? And you talked about all your issues with Bill. I appreciate that, and I agree, he's a huge douchebag. So if you need a ride home tonight, just let us know. And also blink twice if you need help. Dave Harrington, what a legend, right? What a legend. He's the last guy that's probably going to talk tonight, I think, how the pecking order is going to go. And so, let's give Dave a big round of applause for being here tonight. This guy's the voice of Columbus football. This guy is a legend behind the microphone. We all know here that his voice is annoying as shit. He consistently lies to kids at football games about the halftime entertainment. But, as they say in the industry, he does have a face for radio. Dave, if you'd be so kind, please remove your mask. Halloween mask, that was 3 weeks ago. I still see you used just for color for men. Let's just let that go. You're so ugly, even Dahmer wouldn't take a picture of you. That's a relevant joke, right? And you look like a convicted felon, which I'm assuming Bill got you off.
I didn't get him off.
No, that would cost too much. So, as I look out into the audience tonight, man, I see all these beautiful, beautiful women out here. Wow. I mean, again, can you imagine 1970 and all the fucking bushes out here? The wolf pusses? Holy shit, the clogged drains? I mean, the crabs and the sweaters they knitted from that stuff? You lived to that. You lived to that. Wow. Wolf pusses. As for these guys, look at all the losers here. Jeez, come on, right? All these losers. Again, most of them are out on work release. Just saying. And ladies, just to let you in on a little secret, when these three here sit down to pee, their balls hit the water. They're little fuckers, is what I'm saying. All right, we're going to start with the great one here, the man of the hour, okay? Right, yeah. My famous brother-in-law. Here we go. Start the engines. So I'm going to take you back to Gary's conception. I don't know where to start. So Millie and Hank, which are Gary's parents, were Gary's parents, right? Were so proud of their oldest boy, Dick. He was their pride and joy. One day, Hank got off his bread route, horny as shit. Josh maybe didn't know this one. I can tell it again at Christmas. So Hank went down and started slamming drinks at old Teddy's tea room. Yeah, salute to Teddy's. So he approached Millie from behind. He went home and made sweet love to Millie, or as he liked to call it, knocking off a piece of ass. Months later, Millie approached him and said, "Hey, I'm pregnant." Hank didn't know what to do. Hank went out and bought Millie a girdle. So that way she wouldn't look fat during her pregnancy. Millie was a tiny little, right? Tiny. So, didn't look fat. And this is a true story. I mean, right from Gary to me. And then, as she worked through that pregnancy, yeah. Instead, you fought like one of Jerry Lewis's telethon kids. You popped out with this huge head and this fucked up body. And I'm so disappointed. You were Zika baby before Zika babies were a thing. Thanks, Gary, for that one. Do you all know the difference between Gary and a Make-A-Wish candidate? The normal candidate generally picks a travel destination and then flies there with their family. But instead, Gary's afraid to fly, so he chose tonight and this place. Recently, the National Immigration and Customs Services got a call to investigate a home in Columbus. What a shock. When they knocked on the Sansoni front door, they were shocked at the diversity they saw in the home. It almost felt like a scene from The Sopranos. They saw 7 dogs. A cute white lady, a balding Honduran, Guatemalan, a balding Guatemalan. I just saw the news and I saw a pasty white Englishman with a pasty white Irish-looking redhead. She's Irish, by the way. I found that out tonight. And they said, "Where's the father?" And the house erupted. "He just left us to go to the Bigfoot convention." And then go ahead and tell the next story, Gary. You were there. The city of Columbus recently knocked on your house. They were there to condemn the house due to the stench and the smell around it. I mean, seriously, what the hell? Now come clean and admit to all of us that your family pisses the bed, pisses in the closet, pisses in the dressers. You've got to be kidding me. What a crew you raised. The old saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Wow. Sorry, Dad, I sweated a lot. Now for the record, I'll occasionally call him the Great One. Right? My hero, the Great One. So we all know the Great One's favorite teams are the Yankees and the Jets. Boo! Unlike the Eagles, it just got beat. So, both of those teams are legendary New York teams. And unlike you and your boring ass life, each of these teams continue to strive to better themselves each and every day, each and every offseason. Again, unlike you. When we look at you, compared to those teams, we see a guy on the edge of peeing and shitting himself the rest of his life. Sad but true. Gary has many mottos. He has many mottos that he thinks are creative, right? One of them is once an athlete, always an athlete. Maybe a Wheaties box, hypothetical. I mean, this. Look at that. Uh-oh, what do we got here?
I got a new one for you.
By the way, that's a medium. I'm Sicilian. Well, okay. We'll use that a little later on. This comes from a guy who, again, the once an athlete, always an athlete. This came recently from a guy who was stretching. I don't know, Dan, if you were stretching with him, or if he was stretching on his own, but tore his hamstring stretching. Just saying. Yeah. So you can stand up and drop your drawers and show us. No? All right, we'll just take your word on it. This also comes from a guy who walked across the Missouri River pedestrian bridge, tripped on a sidewalk, fell down the sidewalk, down the bank, and sprained his ankle. Impressive. Yep, one's an athlete. My lovely parents over here, right? They were introduced to Gary a long time ago, right? So, he has broken more plates and dishes at my parents' house than the whole family combined. Great hands, Gary. Great hands. At his 40th birthday party, we were celebrating at Mr. Todd's place, the Gluers Tavern down the road. And I was talking to him like this, and all of a sudden he just fell over. And literally fell onto the ground. He popped back up and didn't miss a beat. Like, holy shit, that's an athlete. That's an athlete. Yeah. Not kidding. Wow. Thank you, Todd. Thanks for putting that mattress out. I know you knew it was coming, right? Unbelievable. And let's not forget his latest sneezing attack blew a retina. I mean, that's impressive. And then if you look at his body, you wouldn't think he could plank, but he almost planked a minute the other day. That's, again, an amazing feat. Special athlete, if you know what I mean. And again, I don't know if you know this about him. He once considered himself a shadow boxer. He'd come over and show us the moves, right? He would show us the moves. However, his record was 1-10. And what the hell happened? And one day he forgot to turn the light on. He didn't know a shadow. This guy is brilliant. Anyway, Gary loves to go to work. He loves going to work. He says, when he tells me, I go, hey, how was work? He goes, hey, I love being around my bros and hoes. Very nice. Excellent choice of words, Gary. The staff kind of treats him like a zoo animal, like a player shield, though. You know, and they call him out when they want to talk to him from down there. Gary, got another. Gary, never mind, we'll get it. He's busy right now. They all love to touch his weenus. It's an impressive piece of skin attached to the elbow that only he has. The rest of us don't. We're somewhat normal. But the teasing that goes on there should be reported to authorities. Get a pair of balls, Dan. All right. And they giggle. They giggle at you like they're doing right now. They just encourage you, and then you go, hey, I'm here to enlighten, educate, and entertain. Yeah! Nailed it. I mean, seriously, who runs this shit show? Right, Dan. Right here. Dan, the last time I got my glasses fixed by Gary, he licked them like he used to lick the short bus window on the way to school. I don't think that's that professional, Gary. And then Gary recently approached me about retiring. You know, Gary, as I said on the phone that night, I don't know, I'll ask him. Let's start a GoFundMe page so we finally start saving for retirement. You're welcome. So this next one requires a little participation, right? When I say something, you all say Gary, okay? So who's loud and obnoxious? Gary! When I say G, who should we call that has a lot of useless information? Gary! Hold on, I got a damn problem. Gary! If I was in the cash cab, who wouldn't I call? Gary! When I say the Jets and the Yankees suck ass, who do you think of? Gary! When I need my glasses fixed, who wouldn't I go see? Gary! I think I made my point. I'm just not So, I just happened to run into, this is going to be a hard fact to trust me on, but I just ran into Gary at the voting booths the other day. Maybe one there, I don't know. And I looked over, and I was shocked as shit. He brought a crayon, and all of his candidates were a vote for me is a vote to legalize marijuana. Boy, he really thought that one through. Wow. It was the wrong color of crayon, Gary. It was supposed to be black. He called me a few years ago, wanting me to attend a rally, WAP Lives Matter. I don't think I'm going to attend that one. You're on your own, bud. But this guy is a good-looking dude. This guy is so good-looking. He said, when he shaves this crusty thing off, he's got this baby powder face. I mean, beautiful baby powder face. I can't believe Jeffrey Epstein didn't invite you to his island. Gary often calls me for advice. I never answer my phone. Julie, my beautiful sister, right? She's so innocent. You know I've always loved you. You know I've done my best to protect you against old perverts. I'm sorry I failed you. Julie and Gary were out on a recent date. The waiter asked, "What can I get your daughter?" I think that was true. Not the date part. I still remember your first date like it was yesterday. I was playing in the sandbox when I heard my dad open the door and yell at the top of his lungs at my sister, "Get off your big wheel! Gary's here to pick you up for his date!" I had to explain what a big wheel was to my kids. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up, okay? Now, Gary, I need you to remain calm. I need you to remain seated. We don't need to call the EMTs just yet. And I'm going to leave you with one last thing with him. We all know Gary has bad OCD, right? He washes his hands so much that they bleed. You would too if you had to touch a dick like that. I love you, Gary. Thank you. We're pausing for 5-minute entertainment. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to the MC, Joey, and we'll continue this little
Mark it out. Blue one? Okay. I'm gonna reach.
All right, Steve. All right, folks, we're gonna start in about 30 seconds, okay? So, shut the fuck up. All right, folks, here we go. Gary, just to be clear, by the way, I'm not sure if you know this, but you're gonna get the mic last time. Gary. I just want to let you know, you get the mic last time.
Hey, we're gonna start the next round.
Don't worry, we've only had a year to prepare for this, so I'm sure you're going to be very well. It's going to be fine. Our next roaster is Jared Mays. A little story about Jared Mays before he comes here. Yeah, a little bit more, but so I would say that there are several people in this room that thought that I was the bad one of the group in high school. The partier, the one that was leading all of your sons and daughters astray. I'm here to tell you that I was the responsible one. In fact, I remember one night at the Borchers' house. Sorry, Lorian T. I think you were out of town, but Bill told me the statute of limitations said you can't punish him. Anyway, no one had a ride that night, so I did not drink anything. At the end of the night, I think Jared had drank probably 3 shots of Boone's Farm and a half a Keystone Light. He was fucking hammered. So Jessica Audra and I decided to take him home. I pull up to the house, and I had a truck at the time, and I told Jared, sit tight, bud. I'll come around the other side and grab you. By the time I closed my door, I heard a big thump on the other side of my truck. And as it goes, I walked around and found Jared face down on the driveway, bleeding from his face hole. I gathered him up, and I asked Jessica to grab the door. And just as we got to the door, I saw none other than Benny Mays pulling right into the driveway behind me. So I said, Jessica, you have to fucking take this one. I gave Benny the old, take it off wave. And I sped off to grab all those other angels that were at the party that night to take them home. Well, Betty ended up calling my parents and clearly was not happy. But to be clear, I was the responsible one. Didn't say I was the bravest one. I just said I was making sure everybody was taken care of. And I know what all of your sons and daughters have done, and you should all be fucking ashamed of yourself. And assuming Jared hasn't gone to the kitchen to take a shit or walking a tricycle around the alley, or covering his top lip with his teeth, I'm going to invite him up as the next roaster for this evening. We're going to welcome Jared Mays.
Put tape in that right there. Just move over just a little. No, that's okay.
You're a real fucking asshole. Man, I've been really excited about tonight. So before we get to you, Gary, we're going to start with one of my really good friends, Joe. And I'm super thankful, Julie, that you picked Joe to MC this tonight because growing up, Joe didn't get picked for a lot of things. He wasn't always the first one to get picked to play football. He wasn't always the first one to get picked to do anything. But he really came into his own, which I'm glad that you brought up that last night, because you came here in high school. Thank you. He came into his own in high school because he got picked for a lot of shit in high school. In our friend group, he was our fault. Whenever something went wrong,
More likely was there. It was really easy to say, oh yeah, I was with Joe. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, good. So, I love you. And thank you for being a fuck up.
I'm gonna share this too. You can't hear him. He's too quiet.
Me and Steve, actually I work for the same company that Steve used to work for, so we're both in insurance. Joe stole a little bit of my thunder earlier, which is okay because his announcement was about as exciting as Donald Trump's re-election. 7 years ago and not one fucking post since. Talking about using it for his business. I'm going to point him to a mastermind for social media, which is better shit after this. So, I got that coming your way, Steve. Man of the night. Great, should I say athlete of the night? Elite athlete of the night. So elite, you could walk into Brookstone Acres today and be the top athlete in the league. No question, you be the first one he picked on that school year. The bad thing about what Steve said earlier is he missed about 4 other injuries. You pulled your bicep golfing. You pulled your quad bowling. Handy chasing Colin. And then just to reconfirm, you pulled your handy touching your toes. Shit. I wouldn't say elite athlete, I say that's a gift. From high above. But I'm sorry if I look down at my notes. I tried to memorize this as much as I can because I do a lot of talking to my business and work. So, like Joe said, it's extremely fucking boring. Like, what I do is nobody likes it. Health insurance is disgusting. Nobody likes it. But I have a condition. It's called cognitive osmosis. Anybody's ever heard of it? It's when brain cells spontaneously move from one brain to the other. And being around Gary, as long as I have, like, I'm just fucking dumb. I'm just too dumb. It's a condition, so don't look at me differently, please. Now, I know there's an attorney in the room, but are there any active police officers? Very good. And then, about how many times have you done pro bono work for Gary? Are you on like a $0 a month retainer? Gary's your get out of jail free card. Perfect. You said statute of limitations 36, right? 36 years, roughly? Most of them. Okay, perfect. Because I'm going to share a little story with you. That's beyond the statute of limitations in my life. It is good. Okay, we're good. We're safe. But Bill told me he cannot tell a story because of client privilege. So, Gary had a fun time at the horse races one Friday evening. And Gary left the horse races in his bitchin' Lexus. Great, beautiful car. Was at the stoplight. Light turned green. We went ahead and went forward. That's what I heard. Allegedly. And just kissed the car that ran a red light. Kissed it. So of course, like all of us, looked over. Car's there. Car takes off. So what do we all do? Take off. Gary gets home, parks the Lexus in the garage so nobody can see it. Goes to sleep, wakes up, first call is to who? His $0 retention attorney. What do I do? Go find your license plates, you fucking dumbass. Because Gary is not the smartest book smart gentleman, okay? I think Julie told me roughly 0.00 in college was your GPA. Roughly, like, within 5%-ish. But Gary figured out how to be a street smart fella. Right? Because that's how the gangsters get around. How to be street smart and figure out how to make that money. So Gary was smart and surrounded himself with really good friends. Like an attorney. That doesn't charge him anything. And like a friend, when you call him after you come and say, go find your license plate, calls his other friend and says, hey, can you help finding my license plate? Luckily, didn't find the bumper or the plates. Nobody ever heard it. So you got lucky. And it's also really good to have good friends that are going to cover for you when you're the treasurer of an association for baseball and you didn't fucking show up to meetings. That's a little bit on the Sam Bankman-Fried side of it. When the treasurer's not showing up to meetings, it's like, where's the money here? It's good to have friends to cover for you. Oh, and did you ever hang one sign on the outfield wall? Likely not. Okay. So Josh and I have been friends since elementary school. Super, super grateful. One of those things that I've been super thankful for is that Josh found Gary's porn tape. It was a VCR tape back in the day, which was fantastic because us, when middle school kids like 11, 12, like we were used to watching Channel 78, it was straight, and we were like, that's a tape. There's a person. This is awesome. And then Josh calls him like, oh my god, porn. I'm coming over, I'll be there in 5, let me get on my bike. The best part about it is like, because I'm a dad, I have 2 boys, and one's almost in middle school, is like, if I'm gonna have something, I guess like, if I'm gonna make it the street, this fucking VCR was Fire Engine Red. The Fire Engine Red VCR tape, it's like, make it a little more obvious. But it's like, hey, don't lose me! Don't lose me! Dumb as shit. But no, happy 65th, right? Birthdays are great, kids growing up until parents don't give a shit, and then you're 16, and then you get to drive, 18 you can smoke cigarettes, 21 you can drink beer, and then you got about 44 years until you don't need to. Now, 65 is a huge milestone because you paid into this fucking bullshit system and you finally get paid back. Like, it's fantastic. Because me and any of us and all of our kids, the little ones, we're not going to see a dime from them, so we're going to keep paying for you, Gary. It's not happy 65th, it's happy attitude. You don't have to pay the Obamacare prices anymore, so you're in good shape, bud. But one thing actually is really close to me is when Gary, I would say Gary changed my life in a really unique way because when I was about 11 or 12, like I really had trouble like kind of seeing, so my mom and dad took me to Walmart and we went to see Gary, and Gary helped me, like we got my vision corrected, and he helped me put contacts in because it's really hard, like the first time it's really hard to put contacts in, and Gary helped me, he's like, never do this, pull your eye out. So I got contacts in and walked out, and it was like, I'm telling you what, if I was blind and could barely see, like it was like that. Like I could see everything in Walmart. Everything. It was so distinct, but what really triggered me, I didn't understand until I got a little bit older, is when Gary was behind me, he whispered my dad, and he said, I just got promoted from a greeter last week. Walmart's one of the most efficient companies in the world, and you singled out Gary because you're holding too many people up at the door. So we're going to use your talents elsewhere after leaving. But that's because he's a great salesman. Like Gary is really a great salesman, and in fact, I think I would call him one of the best up salesmen I've ever heard of. Right? So if him and Julie ever moved to Omaha, I have a perfect job for you with connections, and you're going to go to Saul's Jewelry and Loan. Because I think you can upsell the shit out of anybody that walks into that door. Let me give you an example. Young gentleman walks in, he's looking for a wedding, he says, sir, can I help you with He goes, I'm looking for an engagement ring for my wife. Perfect, let's go over here and look for the engagement rings. Right, so we looked around, we picked them out. First thing Gary does is says, ooh, very smart choice. I like that ring a lot, okay? He's confirming to the buyer like you're smart. Right? So that's a really good sales tactic. And then he gets into the emotional side of sales where he goes, do you need a drill? I'm just looking for an engagement ring, but why do you ask? Well, because once you get engaged, you have to hang shit on the wall. Right? So do you need a drill? No, I don't. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we got some barely used stuff in the back. That's half the price of the other. Okay. Let's give someone who won. And then he says, tell me a little bit more about your wife. Your fiance. Who's your favorite singer? I was just here for an engagement ring. We're talking about a drill and who my fiance's favorite singer is. She's Carrie Underwood. Perfect. Because if she likes Carrie Underwood, we just got a 6x10 velvet portrait of Shania Twain that she will fucking love. And we can use that drill to hang that up right above her head, and she will absolutely love it. So if you need a sales job, you're covered with that. And then just to kind of tie this all together, Julie, I love you so much. You are the best, and we both suffer from cognitive osmosis. We need to put up with as much as you have as long as you have. But that'll be you or something right, and you and him. The biggest part is that we agreed to go to a Bigfoot convention. I love my wife too, but if she asks me to go to a Bigfoot convention, I've talked about this, but does anybody know how Gary got into Bigfoot? Like why he's been such a Sasquatch lover? You know? He woke up next to one in college. Yeah. Rolled over and was like, holy shit, it's real. I'm gonna get out of here. Julie, what are you doing this weekend? I know you're only 16. I said, I gotta figure some shit out. And those conventions, I bet they're fucking wild. Most conventions you go to, right, we have your mixers, and then some people are down in the hotel lobby. That's where they sit and talk about Yeti stories. In the parking lot around a bonfire at 4 degrees. They're just so excited to talk about the first time they saw Sasquatch. But the best part is when you get with Sasquatch, the 2 rooms down are 9/11 and QAnon. You just hop right over and just tickle your fancy a little bit more. Thanks for saying that, girl. I know you don't miss it. Thanks for being unique. Your laugh is unique. I didn't know a laugh is hereditary, but it is. I really appreciate it. I love you so much. If you see my wife, Megan, it's her birthday tomorrow, too, as well. Give her a smile. Tell her happy 25th birthday. She's turning 25. So give her a smile and love. We love you guys.
Thank you, Jared. You're such a good salesman. I'm trying to figure out why I want to drill Shania Twain with a cock ring. But, you know, here we are. And by the way, Steve, it was an ankle. Get your fucking facts straight. Our next roaster is Mr. Bill Kurtenbach. Bill is an upstanding citizen of the community. His mission is to be right by his community and only hold up his high expectations and representing the city and his people. He's a man of strong character and a quick wit, representing everything an upstanding citizen should strive for. Did I get that right? I mean, that's what the cease and desist said I had to say after everything I fucked you up with earlier. But please make sure to grab his business cards as you exit tonight. Half of you are probably going to fucking need them. Everybody, welcome to the stage, Bill Kurtenbach.
He was obviously talking about my son. I'm not nearly as verbose as these guys are, so I have audio visual. First of all, thanks, Julie, for inviting me to do this, because, man, he's defenseless up there. And I'm not gonna attack my co-roasters because, why, look at them. Oh, shit, I forgot. B told me I had one thing to do and I forgot to do it. Now I gotta read my own writing. Thank God for that intermission, right, what? I mean, with that short poem, you needed to get out there and get things done. Right? For you who don't know me, all you goody two-shoes, I mean, I'm Bill Kurtenbach, and I don't remember how long I've known WAP. I mean, I really don't. And I realize WAP is a derogatory term for Italian Americans. Good if you know WAP, you know why we call him that. And I'm going to call him that. Now, we don't call him Italian Stallion or any of these other things that he likes to call himself. First of all, he's probably half Moor. He's Sicilian, right? All right. And if you don't know what a Moor is, look it up.
Just tell him.
He's from Northern Africa. They invaded Sicily back in like 800. Well, look at him. Except just the top half. He doesn't have the lower half. I think the reason I can't remember how long I've known WAP is the same reason that crime victims or witnesses to traumatic events don't remember those painful memories. I mean, buddy, we got some painful memories. You know what I mean? Now, when Julie asked me to help roast WAP, my initial reaction wasn't, what am I going to talk about, like it usually would be. I mean, rather, it was something like, how do I narrow this down? There's just so much. So I decided I needed to narrow it down to a theme. You know, you can't just cover everything. So we narrowed it down to the theme, and the theme is trust. Okay. For some reason, WAP gives unconditional trust to almost everyone. Not just those that have earned his trust. And I'm not one of them. For example, when Julie WAP, my wife Kathy, and myself were Tommy Miller's guests out to Okoboji for the Winter Games a few years ago, for some reason I took my dog's shot collar with me to Okoboji. Subconsciously, I probably thought we needed it because we were with WAP. Anyway, WAP trusted me, and he let me put the shot collar on. I also had the trigger. Now, if you've ever
I don't remember that.
Hey, that's why I brought the photograph. Now, if you've ever been to the Winter Games, you know that it involves a variety of recreational activities on the frozen lake. Broomball, motorcycle, snowmobile races, and a lot of bars out on the ice that are full of people with live We didn't leave the shock collar on WAP when we went on the lake, but we probably should have. Because while we were out there, despite our repeated warnings, WAP over imbibed a little bit. Well, not a little bit. We were at the Barefoot Bar, and at one point, he fell off the back of his stool in slow motion. Thank God there was about 6 inches of wood mulch on the ice. So it didn't hurt himself. But after a while, WAP has this ability to have, there's gravity surges that affect only him. Right? I mean, all of a sudden, boom, you go in So anyway, it was probably one of those. But after several of those, we decided we got to get WAP out of here. Right? So Tommy gets under one arm and I get under the other, and we're escorting him out with his toes dragging behind him. And as we're going through the souvenir shop at the Barefoot Bar, there's a little girl there with an older woman, probably her grandmother, I don't know. She goes, "What's wrong with that man?" And the grandmother says, "He's having a seizure." And it was a seizure, all right. Maker's mark and Now, Steve mentioned another example of WAP's unconditional trust, so that was that 40th birthday party at Willard's. Oh my God. Early in the party, Julie gives me the assignment of getting WAP's hands tied behind his back. All right? So, I tie your hands behind your back. You learned your lesson, didn't you? And I swear to God, when she asked me that, I did not know why. Right? So I asked myself, how am I going to get his hands tied behind his back? Well, actually, it's pretty easy. That's about 3 or 4 of those, and you go, "Hey, what? Can I tie your hands behind your back?" Sure! I mean, honest to God, would anybody here let me tie their hands behind their back? Well, anyway. He trusted me, he let me tie his hands behind his back, and shortly thereafter I found out why. Well, they blindfolded him, put him on a chair in the middle of the table, in the middle of Gloria's, and Danny Brandenburg, who's dressed up in drag as a stripper, gave the blindfolded WAP the full grind lap dance. You look at that, is that a smile or is he I think Denny's enjoying it. So anyway, it went on for a while, and as you can see, WAP really did enjoy it. You thought that was lost, didn't you? That was like 25 years ago. In fact, I think WAP enjoyed it so much that he decided later on that going to drag was for him. was at a later Halloween party. Yeah, it's got to be the ugliest cheerleader around. And look at that physique. Like you always say, once an athlete, always an athlete. Looks like Sasquatch in a skirt. Now, I'm sure one of the reasons we all love WAP, and that's why we're here, is because the good times are just better with him around. I'm giving him a wet willy in case you can't tell. And we also know that sometimes good times are just too good with WAP leading the charge. Like the time a few years ago, a bunch of us guys were getting together in Sahara to watch the NFL playoff games. Harry, you were there. And Julie dropped off WAP at the Sahara, because this is when they had the 3 o'clock kickoff, right? Julie dropped off WAP at the Sahara because he had pre-gamed a little bit too much that day. It was a nice day. It turned out that everybody but Chuck Jura, who he should be here because he could translate for all your relatives. He does speak fluent Italian. Anyway, everybody rode their bikes except Chuck, where they were dropped off. So if WAP was going to get a ride home, it had to be from Chuck, who was notorious for sneaking out. So when WAP caught a glimpse of Chuck sneaking out, he hopped up and took off after Chuck while trying to put on his coat. In doing so, another one of those gravity surges hit. He ended up wiping out 3 or 4 of the schools. And you know, for here where they got those stairs right in the middle of the bar, he's laying there on his back like a turtle. But being the athlete that he is, he was able to get up and well, he got another way home that night. But then when he got home, apparently there was another gravity surge. That's what it was given to me. I didn't take that. And look at the dog. Are you okay, master? He's probably smelling your butt. Anyway, the main reason we're all here is because we love WAP. I hope he loves us. I don't know what he will let you know. But the reason that we love him is because he's got such a big heart. Ain't that a big heart? And that big heart gave us a real scare about a year ago. And we almost lost WAP. And if we lost WAP, all of our lives would have been a lot less fun, a lot less weird, and a lot less full. So if you will, please join me. Let's have a drink to WAP. One of the most fun, the most weird, the most athletic. Who wrote this shit? And overall, good guys, we all know.
Webster. We need a break. Okay, let's go. I don't know. Our next roaster is Dave Harrington. I don't know much about Dave, but I do know that he announces Columbus-side football games. It truly is amazing to meet someone who had a dream as a young child that was able to make it a reality later in life. If I knew nothing else about you, knowing that would be enough to understand the man that you are. I can remember when we were in high school. I'm not sure how many times a person can say 38 sweep and 32 ISO consecutively in a row without gouging their fucking eyes out with a blunt object. It's never too late, Dave. I'll leave that to the mastermind of offense, Dick Libby. You know, Dave, I called Josh to give a little bit of insight about you because I didn't really like well, and Josh told me that you make funny signs. You know, what the fuck to do with that? Limiting stuff. Anyway, he's had a lot of concussions. In any regard, please welcome Dave Harrington to the stage, everybody.
Joe has a brother Cade that is an MMA fighter. Oh shit. Yeah. Kid Dynamite, Mad Dog. Yeah, Mad Dog Morton. But with all these knockouts, none of them measure up to the one Joe had. Joe was golfing out a simulator. He lost his grip on a club and flung it over the partition. It landed on the woman's head, rendering her unconscious. When asked about this, Joe said, "First of all, I'd like to thank God, for without him, nothing was possible." Want to know today? Yeah. And as for how celebrity roasts go, Joe, you really carried on the tradition. Just like Dean Martin. He died. Kurtenbach, you're like a plunger. You like to bring up old shit. Gary and Bill were in the bar the other night, and a woman walks up to him and says something to the effect of, "Listen, boys, I screw anybody, anytime, anywhere. Your place, my place, in the car, front door, back door, on the ground, standing up, sitting down, naked or with clothes on, dirty, clean. It doesn't matter to me. I've been doing this since I got out of college, and I just love it." Kurtenbach looks at her and says, "No kidding, I'm a lawyer too." Scott Barnes. I can't think of an insult dumb enough for you to understand. I mean, I don't know what makes you so stupid, but it works. Scott, you kind of remind me of my Chinese friend, Ugg Lee. The guy on the south end of the bar. He reminds me of my Chinese friend, Hung Well. Oh, that's a mirror. Jared Mays, I tell you to go fuck yourself, but I'm sure you'd be disappointed. Matter of fact, anybody willing to take you home tonight is just too lazy to masturbate. I would call you an idiot, but it'd be an insult to stupid people like that. Gary's work dogs. Gary's like a father to those ladies that work with him. Mainly because he's banging their moms.
Sorry, Julie.
Wally, you haven't changed since last time I saw you. You should. Not sure who knows this, but Wally got addicted to soap about 2 years ago. He's clean now. Wally, you can be anything in life you want to be, except good looking. Matter of fact, your only chance of getting laid is to crawl up a chicken's butt and wait. Josh, don't you just get tired of your parents saying, we love you no matter what? Don't be ashamed of who you are. Let your parents go. You're not stupid. You just have, bad luck in thinking. Josh, you're like a cloud. When you disappear, it's a beautiful day. Josh brings happiness everywhere. Like his dad, it's usually when he leaves. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, but it was a huge plus. Gary Sansoni is known for a lot of things he says. One of them is, once an athlete, always an athlete.
Hey, me.
Honey, never ever?
Ever. This will make the make a little more sense. Obviously, Gary's an exception to the rule of once an athlete, always an athlete. And with that in mind, I found an old article in the Telegram. CHS football coach Dick Liddy said this of Gary Sansoni. He doesn't know the meaning of the word fear. In fact, I saw his grades and he doesn't know the meaning of a lot of words. Another article I found, Columbus coach Dick Liddy is not going to dress Sansoni for the game this week. Liddy says if he wants to play, he'll have to dress himself. Gary always claimed in high school he was fast. I never got thrown out stealing in my baseball career. Well, the only issue with that is he never got on base. Gary can be really dumb. In high school, he was looking at a glass of grapefruit juice. And he asked the lunch lady, why isn't it purple? Gary hasn't always been the angel he is now. He once had a bad side, too. Did you know he once stole a police car? He saw 911 on the side and thought it was a Porsche. Gary, it's impossible to underestimate you. I'll never forget the first time we met, but I keep trying. If Gary, Bill Kurtenbach, and Scott Barnes are in a car, who's driving? The police officer. Did you know Gary doesn't care for bullying of any kind? I mean, he seeks justice when the strong go after the weak. Matter of fact, he's kind of known in the Columbus community as a watcher. Well, the police call it a voyeur. Peeping Tom, creeper. Gary believes in Bigfoot. They've never been seen together. One is a wild, stinky, hairy, unkept animal. The other is a creature also known as Sasquatch. One is known for its big feet. The other is known for its big mouth. One doesn't mind being a legend, and the other is a legend in his own mind. One is so elusive we can't seem to find him, the other we can't get away from. One's a lovemaker that, like a Snickers bar, really satisfies. The other is Gary. Gary has also expressed concerns about a zombie apocalypse. Zombies eat brains, you'll be fine. I mean, I don't need to imply Gary's dumb. I mean, he's successful in life, good job, beautiful wife and family, but many of us have wondered, how? After Dr. Mickey hired Gary, he asked him, what's this 4-year gap in your resume? Gary told him, that's when I went to Yale. Dr. Mickey said, why don't you put that on your resume? Gary said, because I really needed this job. Gary does have a good job. He's something or other at the end of the eye care. You know. I was talking to Dr. Mickey. He told me Gary recently had a performance review. He asked him about his outlook on himself as an employee. You know. Gary told him, I don't want to be considered mediocre in my position. Dr. Mickey told him, you're not. You have miles to go. Dr. Shiva was told the other day, hey, there's an invisible man in the waiting room. He said, tell him I can't see him right now. Not many people know Gary had a job as a farmhand. You know, after he was there about a week, the farmer came out and asked him if he could talk to the dog. Gary said, go ahead, dog doesn't talk. So the farmer asked the dog how Gary was treating him. The dog said, Gary treats me very well. He always makes sure I have food in my bowl and clean water. Gary was really impressed. Talking dog. Then the farmer asked Gary if he can talk to the horse. Gary says, go ahead, horses don't talk. The farmer asked the horse, how's Gary treated? The horse says, Gary treats me very well. He cleans my stall, gives me good oats to eat, and combs me before he leaves for the day. Gary again, taken by surprise. Wow, a talking horse. So the farmer asked Gary if he can talk to the sheep. Gary said, how? That sheep's a fucking liar. No one can understand how. I mean, the pickup lines Gary used. Feel my shirt, know what it's made of? Boyfriend material. What's a nice girl like you doing in a dirty mind like mine? I think you're suffering from a lack of vitamin me. Yeah, I'm not feeling myself today. Can I feel you? Did you fart? Could you blow me away? Are your parents retarded? You sure are special. You're so hot, I bet when you eat bread, you poop toast. What has 142 teeth and holds back the Incredible Hulk? My zipper. There will only be 7 planets after I destroy Uranus. Tonight I'll be Burger King and you be McDonald's. I'll have it my way and you'll be loving it. Julie, you remind me of my pinky toe because I know eventually I'm going to bang you on a table. And he proposed to you with my my love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in. When Gary and Julie were young and dating, she thought he liked to fish because all her friends told her he was a masturbator. Julie used to go everywhere with Gary. People thought they were so in love. Turns out she just didn't want to kiss him goodbye. Don't worry, Gary, his first 65 years of childhood are the hardest. Gary is relatively domesticated now. When he first married Julie, he thought loading the dishwasher was getting her drunk. Recently, Gary and Julie had a bad argument. He called her a fucking bitch. Jewel says, I've been called worse. Gary said, like what? She said, your wife. Then she went on a 10-minute rampage about small dick horses. It was beautiful. Last year for Gary's birthday, Gary and Julie made a sex tape. They don't know it yet, but I'll upload it to the site. Studies show genius skips a generation. Apparently sometimes 2 or 3. Thank God you grew that beard. You were starting to look like a college women's soccer coach. One thing I can say about Gary, you are a conversation starter. I mean, generally not when you're around, but once you leave. Let's raise a glass. Gary, you're a very good boy. May you live to be as old as your jokes. Thank you.
All right, folks, sit tight. We got the work dollars coming up next. Everybody get your dollar bills out because clearly work daddy issues. I'm not 100% sure if they're gonna roast or strip tonight. Either way, I'm good with both. With that said, everybody, welcome to the stage, Kelly, Jack, Sarah, and Julia.
They are not as funny as the rest of these guys. So, give us a break. As you guys know, we are those bitches. Or as Gary would call us, bags. But in reality, we really are. We are Gary's amazing and funny, badass, shit talking, animal noise making, weenus grabbing, old man scaring, wet willy given, daughters he never knew he needed. As Gary would call us, Inky, or his second favorite Jay. I am Blinky, aka Sarah. Kinky, or Kelly Jo, even though that's not my real name. And I am Stinky. But I am definitely the Cheeto. Old balls.
Gary George, until I heard George stood for something else.
Gare Bear. You nasty. Cochino. Also known to everyone else as the Stallion.
He may call himself the Stallion, but we won't because his head is already big enough. We will leave it up to Julie to clarify whether or not he's a true Italian stallion.
Everyone knows that Gary has been an optician for a gazillion years. But for us, it's been a very long, grueling, anxiety-driven 15 years.
Gary would like to tell you, in those 15 years, he has given us all the 3 E's. Educate, enlighten, and entertain. I think the only thing we've gotten out of that is entertainment, though.
Honestly, we think he has learned more about life and the female body. He's working with us than he will ever care to admit. Even though we still can't find it.
Oh, Gary, you've heard of it.
Cochino.
By the way, anybody that we're late tonight, I'm really sorry because Gary probably checked you out. No. So, we really just love when Gary talks about golf.
To understand a little bit about our relationship with Gary, let's just paint you a picture in a day in the life of Gary Sansom.
Let's go.
So in the morning, Gary and the doctors can't help but talk about golf and rock and roll, and how they play golf is like rock and roll.
Or either that, Gary's showing us his Instagram pictures about golf. And it's not talking about Tiger Woods either, unless he's in a skirt and has boots now.
Now, if it's 10 a.m. and you can't find Gary, he will be playing battle shits in the back bathroom at work. And then he giggles to himself and the doctors when he's done.
But Gary wasn't giggling when he was taking a shit the day that the lights went out. I'd say he was scared shitless.
And just P.S. a warning, do not go into the bathroom after Gary. Unless you are wanting to throw up.
So, we like to fuck with Gary and keep his brain young. Kind of like giving a dog a puzzle. We give Gary all the special patients.
He truly does have a fan group. If you don't believe us, just stop by. There's literally people that will wait only to see you.
He talks so much that he might be waiting for a while. I feel like he moves in slow motion when he knows there's people waiting for him. Or he just forgets that they're there.
Gary also likes to put himself into timeout and hide from all the crazies or us by sitting in the corner out on the floor where we can find him. The doctors.
Gary, that's in the fucking corner.
When asked what the hell he's doing, he will always say, I'm working. A man's job is never done.
I've told Gary time and time
because by morning you will forget it.
Gary says he can multitask, but that doesn't exist in his world.
We have learned, though, that you can't teach old new tricks. Even though that is a saying, I don't know where it comes from, because it doesn't apply to Gary at all.
But you are welcome for teaching me the term mushroom baseball. If you're not familiar with that, Gary can show you the mini version later. Everybody raise your hands if you've ever been victimized by Gary sending you endless videos on Instagram,
What are you doing during the day, Gary?
And yes, Gary, you do have some pretty good information when it's actually important.
There's no in between though. It's either boobies or cute puppies. And they both make him cry.
Along with the animal noises, I don't understand how this started. I think it's just because some days it's like a zoo there. And Gary comes out of nowhere and just tries to show me dominance, but I come right back and go, "Woo!" Or it's occasional, the goat noises, dinosaur noises, anything in between.
Gary definitely has a man crush. Should we talk about your unusual obsession with Ryan Reynolds? So much that you even use one of his lines, "Don't have a good day, have a great day." Did anybody notice when Gary's Facebook profile got hacked?
Gary, you are a gray sprinkle on a rainbow cupcake.
This subject is a little touchy for Gary.
He likes to prove his manhood by talking about the Italian stuff, but it's more like My Little Pony.
If he's not having centipedes fall out of his pants. True story. He's ripping them. Gary, we know you feel sexy, but please keep your boxer briefs to yourself.
We don't want to see those old saggy balls.
Speaking of old, has anyone noticed that Gary has been limping? Because he pulled something in his ass. I know it's weird, because usually it's something coming out of his ass. Alright, many of you stole this one from me. You say once an athlete, always an athlete. But you can't even touch your toes without pulling your hamstring. And you keep talking about your retirement plan in the next 5 years, but a little advice, you're not going to find it.
Now, we really do love you, Gary. And even though it would be, we didn't know what it would be like without you. I mean, things would smell a lot better. It would definitely be a little bit quieter. And the cleaning lady would appreciate not having to clean up the bathroom in the morning after golf.
You know, probably save a lot of toilet paper, and I'm pretty sure that's why we ran out during COVID.
Hey Gary, can you please stand?
Jesus, those girls can really handle that mic. By the way, my name is Mike. Here we are, folks. The man of the hour. All bullshit aside, Gary, you've always been one that can take it as much as you give it. At least that's what Kurtenbach told me. I spent a large portion of my life as a friend of the family, and I've come to understand the Bigfoot thing. I do get it. I realized that an intelligent Italian is a lot like Bigfoot.
Italian.
Right. A lot of people say they've seen them, but nobody can fucking prove they exist. So please, welcome to the stage, the one, the only, Gary Sansoni, folks.
I wish I knew about this. I would be a little more prepared. I didn't really know I had all these stories. For one thing, I don't remember them. So I just take it all with a grain of salt because you have to consider the sources. No. That's an evil twin, okay? I have a doppelganger out there, imagine that. Scares the shit out of me, too, let me tell you. You know, I look at Hammonds over here and, you know, he's got my tag on or my picture. I don't know where that's going tonight. No. I really appreciate you guys coming out here and freaking the shit out of me, okay? Because very rarely am I speechless. I don't know what to say. You really find out who your friends are, and I really appreciate it. Really. I usually get kind of emotional, but I've already had a drink, so I'm not getting emotional. But really, thank you. Thank these yahoos here. I'll get even with them, believe me. The sayings that I always say is, if you don't get mad, you get even. And I truly practice that. I truly believe in that. Once an athlete, always an athlete. Well, you know. I seriously am thinking about having that put on my headstone. And 120 years from now, they're going to say, I heard about this fucker. That fucker was a hell of an athlete. A legend in his own mind. I could run a bunch of more by you, but if all that you know me know that you've heard them all. I'll make this short and sweet. I really appreciate you guys all coming out. I don't know what to say. First time in almost 65 years, I don't know what to say. Dowie, you didn't have hands until you were a senior. Used to call him No Hands Morton. He'd get a pass right at his face mask and he'd drop it. But your senior year, you did do better. Of course, you had an All-American throwing at you who couldn't run the ball worth the fuck, but he could throw it. Kind of like baseball, he could throw the ball, but you had to have an extra base hit because if you got on first, that's where he stayed. And then my brother-in-law, first time I met him, he was 12 years old. I don't even think it was WWE, I don't know what the hell it was. Gary, do you think wrestling's real? I'm 20 years old and I'm looking at this kid going, yeah, Steve, it's real. Wow. So that's how our relationship has started, and it's flourished ever since. Okay. Beeve, I don't know what to say. I'll get even with you eventually. You know, next time you need your glasses worked on, good fucking luck with that.
Walmart's open.
And then I have Wild Bill. Oh, yeah, I ain't passing this shit up. You had your fun, little boy. Oh, fuck that. That's not, that doesn't matter. I have known you since I was 10 years old. I know you can't remember that far back. But, you know, I just remember people saying how big an asshole you are. And you haven't changed. That's what I love about you. I could continue story, but if you all know Bill and him and me, well, I'm not going any farther, okay? But thank you very much, everybody. You know, I really appreciate it. I was picking out my golf partner who I've been carrying for the last 12 years. I wonder why my neck is all fucked up. Gary, where's my ball? Oh, I don't know, Kelly. Somewhere back there. Oh, fuck. Just a sec. Let me get out my 5-wood. But no, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll make this short and sweet. And thank you all very much for coming. I don't know what to say. Thank you.